members of parliament, specifically the CCC Chabang members of parliament, they were bought by Ziyambi. Ziyambi paid them 10,000 US dollars as deposit. The MPs were promised about 30,000 US dollars, and the deposit was 10, and the rest of the money was expected and anticipated to be paid as soon as they delivered in terms of voting for Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 of 2026. And as we are speaking at the moment, most of these parliamentarians from Citizens Coalition for Change, 35 of them who sold out, have not been paid their remaining 20,000 US dollars. The ones who were lucky, they were only paid about 6,000 out of 20,000 more US dollars expected to be paid to them. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. It appears the Citizens Coalition for Change members of parliament that sold out and decided to go against their constituencies and voted for the illegal Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 of 2026. They were promised 30,000 US dollars if they vote for CAB.3 by Ziyambi, and they delivered. About 35 of them voted for CAB.3. It was, they were told that we have got money, as soon as you deliver, we will pay the other 20,000. Guess what? As soon as they delivered up today, most of them, they did not receive the remaining 20,000 US dollars. So Ziyambi promised to pay opposition MPs an amount of 30,000 for them to vote yes to illegal Constitutional Amendment Bill 3. He paid them US dollars 10,000 each before the vote and promised to pay the rest after the vote. However, when the time to deliver came after the vote, he only paid a handful of members of parliament. Some were only given 6,000 US dollars, and the rest of Chabang MPs were told that there was no cash left. Some of the MPs even struggled with the transport money to return to their respective constituencies that they betrayed. This is the model. Apparently, we are told also that individuals like Professor Jonathan Moyo, that's why you see them quiet, they were given deposits and not paid the entire money after they had delivered in terms of their consultations. So it appears these people, they promised, they paid deposit. Individuals like Lutendo Matinyarare, also they paid something and they did not finish the payments that they had initially promised to him. That is ZANU-PF for you. This is what they have been playing Zimbabweans in such a manner. The Zimbabweans in 2023, they were promised electricity. Mnangagwa was saying, I have sorted the problem of electricity. All you have to do is to just vote. If you have any problem, I will give you my number. If you don't have electricity anytime from 23 going onwards, then you are free to call the president. Your meat, which was actually decaying in your fridges because there was no electricity, it was the thing of the past. But what happened post the elections of 2023, Zimbabwe saw the reality that they continue to see up to today. They will come again with many lies And these CCC fools, they never learn. And you know, they test their own medicine. I just pray and hope that they are not paid. And I just pray and hope that that money disappears from them. Because, you know, I have absolutely no mercy, especially for the people who betray, the people who gave them the job. I saw Zimbabweans struggling in 2023, sleeping in queues, thinking that they were voting for change. They voted. It was overwhelming, even though Mnangagwa tried to rig. But the way Zimbabweans in all corners stood to vote in 2023, it showed that everyone was fed up of Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. The single term of Mnangagwa was sufficient, and Zimbabweans wanted nothing to do with him. And those who managed to go to parliament have betrayed people, 35 of them, and we've got a record of these charlatans, and people should not forget their names. And topping the list, obviously, is none other than Sengezo Chabangu. Sengezo Chabangu has about other 35 MPs. We call them sellouts of not. In fact, they were only given not even half of the prize that they were promised. You know, God has a way of punishing the greedy. I think, in my view, they were punished. They don't deserve any mercy from the people of Zimbabwe. They don't deserve any mercy. These are what I call dishonorable men and women. And this is their list. Number 1, Basilia Majaya, Bridget Nyandoro, Charles Moyo. This Charles Moyo, that is why Machabalala was always fighting this idiot. She saw that this was a problem. I think I should call Machabalala to do more if he comes back in Popoma again. Consilia China Nzwabana, Constance Chiwota, Diana Maricano, Francisca Ngube, oh, this one tainting my surname, Jabulani Hatebe, Josiah Makombe, Juliana Makubire, Lipion Sbanda, another one for Lungile Ngube, Melfina Kwabeni, Memory Linyani, Mkolisi Sbanda, Nomatemba Ndovu, Nomvula Mkuni, Otilia Sbanda, Prince Dube, Samantha Mureyani, Samgeli Somaseko, Sibongile Maposa, Strelesile Matlangu, Sikupugile Dube, Stabiswe Moyo, Sarenda Kaupoi Kulu, Susan Matsunga, Tendai Nyati, Tendeuka Mutara, Thomas Muwo Zeri, Trustwell Chikomo, Tsungirai Rungwawe, Vincent Sitlabo, Vivian Chidime. These are the sellouts of note, including also the other CCC. I think there are about 6 MPs who stayed on the fence. They are like these ones. They are like these ones. The purpose was to keep their jobs. We should never be told lies. That how do you abstain when Zimbabweans wants you to make a decision? How do you abstain? These are people who aided ZANU-PF. And I can attest to you that also they were promised money. That is why they abstained. Money is the root of all evil. They wear ties and they speak big words. You think these are the real leaders of the country. A lot of people have been exposed. I thank God sometimes for Sengezo Chabangu, because Sengezo Chabangu tested the opposition political party, and Zimbabweans going forward, they have to learn when choosing a leader. You see, how many MPs did you vote for? The MPs that sold to ZANU-PF CAB.3 was not going to sail through, because about 14 ZANU-PF MPs stayed out of parliament. It was 35 charlatans who aided ZANU-PF to get away with CAB.3. What a shame. What a shame. What a shame to them. And I repeat, what a shame to these charlatans. selling out the people who did not sleep in the queues, protecting and voting for you. You may actually may this I don't know what I can say. Traitors, may the right measure of punishment of the traitors fall on your way. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars.